talk about my diagnosis of type 1 diabetes. So the 3 points I want to talk about are before my diagnosis, during my diagnosis, and my life after my diagnosis. So going into before my diagnosis. My family and I, we went to Walt Disney World for a family trip for like a week. And my parents noticed the symptoms. I had lost at least 30 pounds in weight. I was going to the bathroom after every single ride, and I was constantly drinking water, trying to flush sugar out of my system. So my parents knew that something was up with me, and they just didn't know what it was. So we got back. I went back to school for like 2 weeks, and then we went on winter break. And after that, they called my doctor, and on January 5th of 2011, they took me to my doctor's, and that was when I found out I had diabetes. So to test me, they tested my blood sugar, and a normal range for a non-diabetic is 80 to 120, and I was 483. So I was terrified. I didn't know what was going on. My doctor went out, talked to his nurses came back, and told me that I had type 1 diabetes. I broke down in tears. I didn't know what was going to happen to me. My parents were confused. They didn't know like if it was their fault, something they did, if they gave me too much sugar or anything, but that's not what it is. And they just were just as confused as I am. And then going into my life, during my diagnosis, went into Riverside Community Hospital, and then that's where I got my IVs and everything to bring my blood sugar down. And once my blood sugar went down, I was transported to Loma Linda University in Loma Linda. And I stayed in the hospital there for 3 days, and I learned how to give myself shots. I learned how to test my own blood sugar. I learned how to count my carbs, and I learned to give my parents shots to get like an understanding of what was going to happen to me. And then after I was discharged from the hospital after 3 days, I went home, and I learned just like my home life. I basically had to like reteach myself how to eat and everything, or not eat, but like count my food and make sure I wasn't going over what I needed to eat or under what I needed to eat. Make sure I was giving myself all the right insulin. And then going into my life now with diabetes, I've had diabetes for 7.5 years now, and I've gone from syringe shots to the pen to the insulin pump, which I'm on now. And throughout my time with diabetes, I actually joined a group called Padre Foundation, which is based here in Orange County, and I've met so many friends through that. I've gone through events with them. I've volunteered with them plenty of times. And back to when I was diagnosed. When I went back to school, I was terrified because I didn't want anyone to think of me differently than what I actually was, because I was just a normal person, and I didn't want to let diabetes define who I was. So going to the 3 points, it was before my diagnosis, during my diagnosis, and my life now after my diagnosis.